In this video, we're going to be talking about why Baton Rouge may not be the place you want to call home. For the most part, I really do love it here. There are plenty of reasons why Baton Rouge is a great place to live, but just like any other city, it does have its downsides. But instead of focusing on only the positives, today we're going to dive into the negative things. So let's get into it right now. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Sean Ramos, and this is Living in Louisiana. If it's your first time checking us out, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell because I'm going to be putting out videos every single week that are all about moving to or living in the Greater Baton Rouge area. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana, and I love helping you guys out when you need to make a move. All of my contact info is on the screen right now, and every single call, text, or email comes directly to me. So don't hesitate to reach out if you guys have any specific questions or needs when it comes to making a move to the area. Baton Rouge is Louisiana's capital city, and it's the second largest city in the state, right under New Orleans. And there are lots of things that I do love about Baton Rouge, but I'm going to tell you about some of the things that I don't like. Now, so far, none of these things have been a deal breaker for me. The last two things on my list that I'm going to talk about may be the things that finally breaks me and causes me to pack up and move, so make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss those. Number one on my list is the interstate congestion. So our interstates are definitely over capacity. We're the 103rd largest city in the U.S., but we rank 4th among the worst traffic congestion in the U.S. Relief is supposed to be on the way. There's a project in the planning stages right now that's going to widen I-10. It's been talked about for years, but they've got it narrowed down to 3 sites now for a new bridge that crosses the Mississippi River. It's going to be just south of Plaquemine, and it's going to cross over into Iberville Parish. And supposedly, the new bridge will allow about half the traffic that's crossing the I-10 bridge now to use a different route. Now, all this stuff is way down the line, so if I were moving to Baton Rouge right now, I would absolutely plan on trying to live as close to work as possible. Number 2, the electric bills can get pretty high. So unlike some other states, we don't get to shop our electric companies to find the best deal. We've only got 2 electric companies, and depending on which house you buy, you're going to get either Demco or Energy. Now, I've had both, and I haven't really seen much of a price difference between the two. Because of the long, hot summers we have in Louisiana, your AC is going to run pretty hard. Now, I've only bought 2 houses in Louisiana, and both of them were new construction. The first one was about 1,800 square feet, and during the hottest part of the summer, our electric bill was somewhere in the neighborhood of $160 to $175. Now, eventually, we upgraded to another new construction home that was 2,700 square feet. Because of the size difference, I fully expected the electric bill was going to be way higher than the last one was. But what I found is that it was about the same. And during the hottest part of the summer, it was about $160, $170.
Not bad.
They make the houses so energy efficient that it really keeps the bills in check. But I have heard from people that live in older houses that are not quite so energy efficient that they get electric bills in the hundreds of dollars. So if you do end up not going with new construction and you buy an older house, you may want to do everything you can to make it as energy efficient as possible. So number 3 is allergies, and this one is kind of a big one for me. It can be a battle dealing with allergies in South Louisiana. I know when mine flares up really bad, my eyes are watery and they're just about swollen shut at times. Sneezing, coughing, runny nose, it's really just miserable. And since our winters are short and don't get very cold, our allergy season tends to start a little sooner and last a little longer than other parts of the country.
Oh, that's just great.
In the summer, you've got the grass allergies that go from May to July. In the fall, you've got the weed allergies that go from August to November. And in the winter, you get a little short-lived relief, so enjoy that while you can. Now in the spring, it tends to start in February and goes all the way through the early summer. And apparently Louisiana has a wide variety of allergenic trees. During the spring is when I'm usually getting the worst of mine. Number 4, there's no real public transportation to speak of. In the Baton Rouge metro area, you can't depend on public transportation like you can in some of the other cities. We don't have this cool light rail, we don't have streetcars, and we don't have a very extensive bus system. And we do have a bus system, but it's pretty limited. Cats can get you around parts of Baton Rouge, but I wouldn't depend on it to get you everywhere you're going to want to go. Now there's a free downtown trolley system operated by Cats. They can get you around downtown, but it's only on weekdays between 10:30 and 2:30. And there's a free bus service for LSU students, faculty, staff, and visitors. They can get you all around the LSU area. And then there's the Gotcha Bike Share. It's got 17 stations throughout downtown. There's stations on LSU and Southern's college campuses. And there's a few stations set up around the LSU lakes and the Perkins Road overpass. But the bottom line is, if you want to get around, you're going to need your own vehicle. Number 5, the public schools in Baton Rouge are just okay. Now, when you do a little research, you can find that public schools in Baton Rouge are ranked right near the middle. Niche.com gives them a C+ overall grade. There are some great magnet schools and lab schools in Baton Rouge, but a lot of people do take advantage of the private school system. But if you are looking for better public schools, there are plenty of great options in the suburbs that surround Baton Rouge. Number 6, the insurance rates are pretty high. I'm talking like Snoop Dogg high. Now, homeowners insurance has gotten to be kind of a pain in Louisiana. We can go years in South Louisiana without a major hurricane, but in the past couple years, we've had 4. Some of the insurance companies went out of business, some stopped writing new policies, some raised the rates, and the others just pulled out of the state altogether. I had some clients who bought a house about 5 or 6 months ago, and I believe they're on their 4th insurance company now because every time they would get a policy, that company would pull out of the state and they'd have to find a new one.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
Now that seems to be settling down some, but the rates have definitely increased. The increased rates definitely affect the affordability of your house, but that's where I can come in and help because we can actually get you insurance quotes before we write an offer on a house so you kind of know what payment you're dealing with.
That's a great idea.
And we're also having similar issues with auto insurance. Some reports say that drivers are seeing a 35% increase over what they paid the year before. And that's due to an increase in accidents, a spike in claims from hurricanes and flooding, and increasing vehicle prices. And just to give some perspective, so for just me and my wife, for 2 vehicles with full coverage, we pay somewhere between $1,100 and $1,200 every 6 months right now. Now, number 7 is the bugs we have to deal with. First thing is the wood-destroying insects, and these are the ones that we really need to pay attention to when you're buying a house. I was just talking to my termite guy yesterday, and he was telling me he's been keeping really busy just dealing with termites and powder post beetles. If you're working with me, it's not something you have to worry about because we're going to make sure that inspections get done so that we know there are no active termites or powder post beetles in the house that you're going to buy. Now, the hot and wet climate we have here makes this a really good environment for roaches, spiders, silverfish, and fire ants. Look, all those things I can deal with. And then you've got love bugs that show up twice a year. You're going to see them for the first time in late spring. Then they're going to be back sometime around late summer, early fall, and this is the bigger flight where you're going to see more of them. But again, they're no big deal. Just make sure you have a membership to one of the local car washes. You'll be going through there every day just to make sure these things are off your paint. The ones that I really can't stand, and one of the things I said that would make me move eventually, are the mosquitoes. During the summer, mosquitoes make it really hard to be outside, especially in the evenings. There's all kinds of things you can buy to help. There's sprays, Thermacell, citronella candles, bug zappers. And those may help some, but there's nothing you can do to just completely get rid of them. Number 8 is the other thing that may drive me out of Louisiana one day. It is hot and humid. I really would love to be somewhere where you could experience all 4 seasons, but this is not the place. Now, if you prefer the heat over the cold, this could be the perfect place for you, but not for me. Now, there are brief periods during the spring and fall where the weather can be enjoyable, and we're actually in one of those right now. Our winters are short and mild, and you'll often find yourself wearing shorts and a t-shirt. But there are a lot of days when you're going to have your air conditioner on during the day and your heater on at night when it cools back off. But the summers here can be long and brutal. We've had an especially hot summer this year. The highs tend to be in the 90s, and with the humidity, the heat index is usually over 100 degrees. Now, the temperatures themselves aren't really the issue. It's the humidity that makes those hot days feel so much hotter and the cold days feel that much colder. Alright guys, so that's my list. I'd be curious to know in the comments if any of those things are deal breakers for you or if there's anything you would add to the list. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell. And feel free to click the like button while you're at it to help out my self-esteem. Don't forget that I am a licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana, so as much as I love making these videos for you guys, what I would really love is to help you with your real estate needs. Again, all my contact info is at the bottom of your screen, and I answer every call, text, and email that comes through. And I absolutely love having these conversations with you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on the next one.